This session of industrial economics is related to again the structure of Indian economy and especially to related to the tertiary sector. So first of all, introduction of the tertiary sector of Indian economy is the tertiary sector consists of the activities which not directly produce tangible goods but which provide services to satisfy people's wants and needs. The tertiary sector's contribution to GDP of India is 61.5%, and 31% of the labor force in India is engaged in the tertiary sector. And India is having the ninth rank in the tertiary sector output in the world. The next part of this session is about the components of service sector, that is tertiary sector. There are so many components of tertiary sectors. The first among all of them is transport. Transport refers to the movement of people or goods from one point to another. Its importance relies on allowing the movement of people and goods, making possible the economic transactions and cultural spreading, expanding its influence. The contribution of transport to the Indian GDP is 6.3%. The next part is software service. The contribution of software service to GDP is 8% in the year 2019. Annual revenue of software service was 180 billion US dollar in the year 2019, and it is providing 4.36 million of people an employment opportunity in IT industry. The next service is trade. Trade is nothing but it is a sale and purchase of products or services between producers and consumers in exchange for payment. And there are two types of trade, domestic and international trade. The trade contributes to the GDP is 40.02% in the year 2019. Next one, hotel and restaurants. Providing food and drink services to guests in hotels and restaurants, showing attentiveness and understanding of their needs and expectations. Contribution to the GDP of hotel and restaurant is 7.5%. Next one, tourism. Tourism is nothing but it is a temporary movement of people from their place of residence to another place. Generally, it has leisure purposes. The contribution of tourism to GDP is 9.2% only. Next one, retail industry. Retail is the sale of goods or service from a business to the consumer for their own use. Food products, movie tickets, service from hair cutting to e-cutting. Contribution are the some examples of retail industries. The contribution of retail industries to Indian GDP is 10% in the year 2020. And in Indian retail industry is dominated by unorganized sector. Next one, banking. Banking means accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposits of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft, order, or otherwise. Contribution to Indian GDP of banking sector is 7.7% in the year 2019. Next one, healthcare. Healthcare is the maintenance or improvement of health via the prevention, diagnosis, treatment, recovery or cure of disease, illness, injury and other physical and mental impairment in people. India's total healthcare spending at 3.6% of GDP in the year 2018. Health is nothing but it is the basic need of all people. Next part, education. Education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, value, beliefs and habits. India's total education spending is 4.6% of GDP in the year 2020 budget. So all these documents have been referred by some books called Industrial Economics by RYK and Indian Economics by KD Baswa, and some internet sources have also been used for this reference. Thank you.